Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you... What if Naruto could summon a Glavenus? And those of you may be wondering, well, what the hell's a Glavenus? Well, for those of you who aren't well versed in Monster Hunter lore, allow me to show you. That is a Glavenus, a powerful creature, a brute wyvern, with the form similar to that of a T-Rex, as most brute wyverns are. Large incisor fangs, designed to be sharp and as jagged as obsidian. A large, imposing tail, covered with layer over layer of hardened and even sharpened scales, that over a period of time, due to heat and just sheer abuse, have become quite deadly. The Glavenus' signature technique is to swing its tail around to where it can reach its mouth. It will then then it will put the tail inside of its mouth, heat its mouth up using the flames it stores within its body, and then in one quick, deadly, powerful spinning motion, spin around, not only sharpening and releasing the tail from its grip, but causing it to be sent forward with a devastating horizontal slash. And that's just one of many things the Glavenus can do. Oh yes, and considering it's now a summoned creatures in the Naruto verse, they are, how do we say, highly intelligent, and these creatures will be no different. No, they won't be any different at all. But I'll delve more into that later. There's no need to give away spoilers ahead of time. Now is there? However, I will let you in on some information, as, well, you might all find it interesting how a creature with such small arms can perform techniques that you see other summoned beasts do with ease. Simple. It siphons the chakra away from the user that summoned it. Upon its summoning, there is an invisible link created between the user and the beast. The summoner and the summonee, if you will. The monster will drain the summoner's chakra and use it to empower itself further and further. There's a reason why this technique is forbidden by your standard means. Ah. Oh yes, pardon me one moment. Sorry about that, had to yawn. Orcslayer is right. For some reason when you're recording, you yawn a lot. Now, we're starting this off, well, in the middle of the forest. After Naruto wound up being deceived, young Naruto wound up being deceived by the silvered-haired Mizuki. a ninja trying to worm his way by Orochimaru's side by convincing little Naruto to steal the sealing scroll. The scroll of forbidden techniques. And, well, Naruto's good old sensei decided to intervene and finally stand up for the boy. However, this is where things get interesting. As those two fight and clash, Mizuki gaining a subtle edge, Naruto begins looking through the scroll. And well, he stumbles across a certain technique. Oh, that's right. It's not the multi-shadow clone jutsu. It's the forbidden summoning technique. 'Cause I will admit, Naruto is scared. And right now, having someone by his side that might know how to fight better than him, well, hell, it might work out to his advantage, he thinks. And he quickly copies this technique, making his seal upon it. He bites his thumb, and says, "Summoning Jutsu!" And at that point in time, in the world of the monster, in the world of the apex predators, a shout is heard, a call, a foreboding, as a gruffled, older Glavenus stirs from his sleep, as he hears, "Summoning Jutsu!" Huh? Oh. What is that? That voice. That chakra. Minato. As the old Glavenus charges forward. All of the offspring wondering, what the hell? What's Grandpa doing? As he charges forward with even more vigor, more swagger, more power. As he finally leaps into the fray from the summoning technique. And upon entering out of the portal, entering out of the seal, Naruto is in shock. For he sees a 60-foot tall, rampaging monster in front of him. As it rears its head back and lets loose a blood-curdling roar that can be echoed, that echoes throughout the tree lines, and can even be heard by the third, Hokage, all the way back in the village. Mizuki says, "Damn it! Alert everyone in the area, I gotta end this quick!" As he brings out his shuriken to try and to throw it at the monster. But that's just a cheap toy. Because as soon as it gets anywhere close, the Glavenus bites it into several pieces. The metals shatter and spray everywhere as it keeps this man in his sights, not letting him get away, not letting him gain an edge, but slowly but surely keeping up with him. Mizuki tries to evade the monster by using shadow clone technique and scattering his clones farther and wider. But all that does is just incur this beast's wrath as it slams down its maw onto one of them, biting it into several pieces, while the other one gets a quick, solid slap from its tail. Not the edge part, but the solid flat of the blade, you could say, sending him flying through several trees. Oof! Talk about a home run. Mizuki knows. This is not good. 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 And tries to run faster and faster. But the beast is not having any of it. It was summoned for a reason, and that reason is getting away. As the Glavenus quickly takes a quick sprint, swings its tail around and bites onto it. And in a loud, screeching motion, as if metal is being torn asunder, it swings that tail with a full 360 slash vertically down upon poor Mizuki. It comes down so harshly and so fastly, there's no time to react. All that's left is a cleanly bisected corpse of the once proud ninja. The good news is there's no mess to clean up because of the whole, insanely hot temperatures. It cauterized all the blood, any wounds that would have been made. It's at least convenient. As the Glavenus turns around and walks back, he lowers his head down and sees Naruto. Who are you? I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Uzumaki. You smell like Minato. You have his hair, too. A rare trait for someone in these times. You are not my former master. However, I do appreciate your calling. You're not gonna hurt me? I do not hurt those that are weaker than me. What about him? You called me to deal with the problem. You are not my master, but you smell like him. So I obeyed your word. But as you are not him, then I have no reason to do any more for you. Wait, please, Naruto says. What is it, boy? Please, help me. Why should I help you? You are not my master. You are not worthy of my power. I don't want your power. Oh? Then why did you call on me? Because I needed help. You needed power. Admit it. Yes. Fine. Good. You learned your first lesson. strong gain power so that they can protect the weak. But I need more than just power. What? I need something I can rely on. As the Glavenus tilts its head slightly. Explain, child. I have no one I can count on. Not really. I'm by myself. I live alone. Always alone. And because of that, I was easily deceived by him as he points towards the corpse of Mizuki. My bad, Mizuki. So you're weak and stupid. Shut up. You know what? Fine. Go. Get on out of here. I don't care. You are an interesting kid. Fine, boy. Let's see if you have what it takes. What? I'm going to give you a test. You remember how to summon me, right? Yes. Good. Then, next time, bring me farther out to an hidden area. Then call upon me, and we shall see what you can do. If you pass this test, who knows? You may be worthy of me yet. Truly? Indeed, boy. You're interesting. Just like Minato. So, go on. Take that unconscious man with you. Go back to my home and await your call. That's Naruto. Well, grabs his sensei and slowly makes his way back. As the old Glavenus fades to dust, goes back to his home in his world. However, things are about to pick up real fast, so hold on to your butts. The whole situation is explained with the Hokage and, well, with Naruto. Naruto basically saying that he had no choice but to try and open up the scroll and learn a technique, a summoning technique. The third Hokage told him, do not ever use that technique again. It is forbidden because it can kill someone. He tells him, but I feel completely fine. And sure enough, the Hokage examines him and he is, well, 100% completely A.O. Fargan K. If you're wanting an example for this, well, I got two reasons. One, plot. Two, well, Naruto was strong enough to, well, summon a bajillion clones in the original arc, in the original version. But he was not able to summon one measly one. Do you know why? Simple. He has a shite ton of his own natural chakra. After all, he is the son of an Uzumaki and a Mizukage. In other words, he is strong. Like, his inner amount of chakra is, well, god damn. Like, damn. Boy, damn. But he has no idea how to control that shit yet. So, replace a shite ton of clones with the one giant angry T-Rex that has a sword. There you go. Anywho, so let's get back to the show. After they get through examining him and just making sure he's A-okay, he's basically allowed to go back home. And, well, they can't really take away the knowledge he's learned without doing some serious damage to him and realizing that, well, the third Hokage doesn't want to do any damage to him because he knows who his father is. And no one else wants to try to do any damage to him, mainly because they realize in the future he could be a very big weapon. And you really don't want your weapon to be, well, mentally deficient. That's a very bad no-no. So, now, the next day arrives, and Naruto walks out past the village. He walks out further and further and further until he gets to a big clearing. He pulls out a simple scroll that he was able to, well, memorize the symbols onto. And you may be wondering, how can he do that? He's Naruto. Believe it or not, Naruto was terrible at making signs, but he was a shy at memory, but when it came to something important, he learned how to focus real quick. And we can factor in, sheer fear that he might watch his teacher die and everything else to say, yeah, that symbol is, that summoning seal is permanently imprinted in his brain, in his memories. It ain't going nowhere. That'll come in handy later. Trauma. How the brain loves to retain information from that. And so, he summons the Galvanus, sending out his call. No, not Galvanus. Glavenus, sending out his call for it to show. However, what shows up instead is a much smaller version, a much leaner, less rough, more young version of the thing he saw the other day. What the hell? Who are you? And what happened to the other thing? So you're the one my grandfather told me about. What? Get ready. Let's see if you're good enough. Wait, what do you mean? The young horse-sized monster charges at Naruto. Naruto quickly evades it, but oof, is it ever, how do we say, close. Says, what the hell's going on? Why are you doing this? It is our way. You want to be my master, then I will make sure you're worthy. As he charges again, we serve no one who's weaker than us. And again, we will always serve strong, and we will always ensure that our strength prevails. As he bites, gnashes, claws, and even swings the tail at poor Naruto. Naruto dodging, evading, even using substitution techniques at one point to get away, but that tail hit. Oof. Luckily it was with the flat, and considering it's a young Glavenus, there ain't much firepower in it yet. Keyword, yet. As he gets beaten, battered, tossed, but Naruto still stands tall, a little bit bloody, a little bit bruised. Why won't you go down? He states to him. Because I have a dream, and I won't let anything get in my way. And if you can help me achieve it, then fine. So be it. I'll beat you at your own game. As Naruto charges, the Glavenus is taken by surprise. What? Why you? As he charges in turn. And as their heads meet, Naruto is sent flying backwards because, just because you got a knucklehead don't mean you're ready to take on a head-to-head butt competition with a freaking T-Rex, even if it is a small one. But the surprising thing is, he winds up giving the T-Rex a bit of a, blood, a little bit of a scratch on his head. Hurts it like hell, but boy does Naruto not give a shit at this moment. He stands right back up, spits out the blood, and is ready to fight again. This Glavenus is looking at him going, what? How is this possible? How can he fight this? How can he withstand such punishment? Alright, fine. I didn't want to do this, but let's see if you can handle it. As he swings around and grabs his tail with his fangs, as a solid shing can be heard as it tries to hit Naruto with the flaming tail, which is more of a, dull club at this state in its life. Not really a sword, but it still is on fire, so that's an important feature. As it swings it again and again, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, using its entire body weight to sling down this blade, causing it to hit harder and faster. Oh, but Naruto doesn't care nor yield. He waits for the right time and hops on its back. What the hell are you doing? If I can't hit you normally, let's see if you can handle this. As he bites down on its neck. Ow, what the hell? Like a bastard, get off me! As the Glavenus begins to swing its tail back and forth, trying to hit Naruto along its back, but unable to get it that close, unable to make it make contact. As Naruto begins punching it, poking it, prodding it, hitting it in the sensitive underbelly, eyes, teeth, nose. He is going for anywhere he can to make this Glavenus regret challenging him. Until one point, let's just say the Glavenus knocks him off, and right before he gets, to where he can actually deal a severe blow, Naruto slips underneath the legs and wham! Yeah. The poor Glavenus huevos. As it buckles, its knees bend, and it falls to the ground, going, "Oh, you bastard! That wasn't... No! Oh!" Naruto stands up, takes out a kunai and places it and angles it right towards its face. Surrender. Fine, I yield. Oh. And at that moment, Naruto notices something appearing. As this mark appears along his back, he feels it as if it burns into his very skin, his very soul. As this appears along his hand. What's going on? Simple. You've become my rider, my partner. What do you mean? I thought the other guy told me. He sent me to test if you were worthy to even handle one of us. Since you were young, he sent the youngest of us to face you. Oh, 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 my grognecks. I see. So, does that mean from here on we are bound by blood? From here on, you and I are partners till our dying day. Well, what's your name then, partner? Oh, shite. Don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that. That will come in later. Shh. Shh, 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 shh. Much, much later. Shh. Sorry. What's your name, partner? They call me Garrus. And you? I'm Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. Well, aren't you a chipper fellow? Now, would you mind helping me up? Yeah, sure. As Naruto essentially goes over to him and tries to pick him up, but he's about the size of a horse, and I guarantee you he weighs about as much as one too, if not more than that. He's like, damn it, you're heavy. Like, huh. Oh, well, whose fault is that? It's like, I don't know, whoever keeps feeding you. It's like, okay, desummon me and let me rest for a few hours at home. Okay, but what's with this thing on my arm, my hand? Simple. It makes a bond between us. A bond? What do you mean by bond? It means I'm allowed to absorb your chakra at a much lower rate than normal. Huh. When you summoned Gramps, he was shocked that you were able to stay conscious, much less alive, for as long as you had him out. Our species isn't like the other summoned creatures that your race calls on. For every moment we're above, out of our contained area, out of our home, we exude a tremendous amount of chakra. We burn through it. And so we absorb that from we absorb it from the ones that call on us. I see. That mark is a proof that you've not only summoned me, but that you've bested me, and that you're powerful enough to be worthy. So not only are we more interlocked as one, our souls are closer together. We'll be able to feel each other apart from greater distances as we grow more and more in unison with each other. We'll be able to do much greater things that my grandfather has yet to even teach me. I see. Wow. So wait, you want me to call you back? Of course. You're my partner now. And as my partner, I have to stay by your side. For now, and always. You mean, that's right. You're not getting rid of me that easily. Unless I need to rest. Now please let me go rest. Right, sorry. As he releases the summoning and, well, Garrus goes back home. Upon his immediate entry back home, or arrival, I should say, he does not enter anywhere. He just is kind of laying on the ground like, oh. I see the kid got you, did he? It's like, oh, you have no idea. Oh, Grandpa, why didn't you tell me that those humans play dirty? That was not a good fight. Oh. It's like, oh, you have no idea, kid. When me and Minato first clashed, he did something very similar to me. What did yours call it? Oh, I don't know what you'd say call it, but oh, did it hurt. He hit me square in the grognecks. Oh, mine performed a Minato did something he called the 1,000 years of death on me. Oh, God, did that hurt. I had my head embedded into a mountainside for a good 2 hours before I yielded. How about you? Yes, I was tortured and had to be. You gave in right away, didn't you? Yes. Hey. As he just walks over and sits down next to him. Hey, don't worry. I believe in both you and this Naruto. I'm sure you both will be great warriors. Oh, maybe. But man, does it hurt. Oh. Rest now. I'll watch over. What about Dad? Don't you worry about your father. I'll handle everything. For now, rest, my little grandson. And that's where I'm going to be ending off part 0, guys. I hope you had fun, hope you enjoyed it, and hope you all stay safe, have a good time, and enjoy this series. All right, bye for now.